This is an urgent warning for women suffering from embarrassing pee leaks and pelvic floor issues. According to one of NYU's most respected medical doctors, an ultra-toxic chemical found in virtually every name brand tampon and pad in America is almost certainly to blame for your bladder issues, accidental leaks, and UTIs. This is truly shocking. Everyone from the FDA to viral influencers are sounding the alarm. As you'll see in this shocking video, tampons and pads have led millions of unsuspecting women to be exposed to this highly toxic chemical for decades. And scientists at elite universities like Harvard and Brown University have proven a direct connection between this toxic chemical and the sudden, uncontrollable pee leak so many women suffer from. It all has to do with this toxic chemical disrupting your urinary microbiome and making your most intimate areas a breeding ground for all foreign bacteria and bladder-wrecking pathogens. So if you are a woman of any age, pre or postmenopausal, suffering from sudden leaks, frequent UTIs or bladder issues, or you simply feel like you're not as tight down there as you used to be, please pay close attention, because you'll see the startling scientific proof about what's really happening over the next few minutes. And much more importantly, you'll see how a controversial Harvard-backed bladder rebalancing trick has already helped more than 52,000 women just like you to reverse the damage done by this dangerous sanitation chemical, allowing them to regain control over their bladder, stop those humiliating pee leaks for good, and to once again feel like a confident, self-reliant woman. This bladder rebalancing trick only takes a few seconds to use, yet it's allowing women who found themselves avoiding social situations out of fear of leakage, or who stopped having sex with their husbands and partners because they felt defective, to once again lead normal lives without constantly worrying about where the nearest bathroom is, or living in fear of an accident ruining their day. And now is your opportunity to join them as you fix your bladder issues for good. Hey, it's Jennifer here, and in this video I'm going to show you how to permanently put a stop to those sudden, uncontrollable pee leaks that can strike at any moment, whether you're out running errands, at the office, or even just laughing too hard at a silly joke. And it's all thanks to the 7-second bladder rebalancing trick from Harvard Medical School I'm about to share with you. As soon as you start using this trick, you'll be free from the agony of constantly scanning for the nearest bathroom anytime you leave the house, and the white-knuckled panic that comes from feeling an unexpected dribble as you desperately pray your pants don't show a wet spot, or worry that family members or nearby co-workers will smell the embarrassing odor. Instead, you'll finally bid farewell to that awful drag-down feeling in your pelvis. You'll feel confident in the bedroom again, ready for sex and intimacy without any issues down there. And that's because this 7-second bladder rebalancing trick transforms your vaginal health completely by fixing the real culprit behind your uncontrollable pee leaks, something that your doctor has probably never told you about, even though clinical trials definitely show that this is behind practically every case of bladder issues that women experience. This incredible 7-second bladder rebalancing breakthrough has nothing to do with expensive surgeries, endless Kegel exercises, or vaginal implants. Yet it is proven to decrease those sudden urges to go and cases of embarrassing leakage by over 98%. And I know those are some really big promises, but I have every reason to be confident about them. Because not only did this simple rebalancing trick work wonders after my own traumatic accident at a high school reunion party, but it also has helped over 52,000 women of all ages and lifestyles take charge of their bladders once and for all. Women just like Susan from Tacoma.
After 15 agonizing years, my unpredictable bladder made simple things like grocery shopping or short hikes nearly impossible. I often wore dark pants and sweaters around my waist to hide accidents. After watching your video and trying the 7-second method, all these issues are gone. Now I can exercise, travel, enjoy time with family and friends with no worries. I often forget I ever had struggles with leaks.
And Lisa, a busy accountant from Dallas.
Listen, as a skeptic by nature, I only tried this trick because I was desperate and I was so out of options. But wow, am I glad I watched that video? It's made a world of difference just using it for just a short time. No more leaks, no more UTIs, no more unpleasantness down there. My husband and I even reconnected physically thanks to my increased confidence. I really can't thank you enough.
And Martha, a high school teacher from Maryland.
It got to the point where I couldn't even stand in front of the classroom without fearing the worst. Thanks to my out-of-whack bladder, rushing to the nearest restroom in between classes and hiding accidents became my norm. And then I found your video and that 7-second technique. Wow, what a lifesaver. Now I can focus on teaching my students all day, worry-free.
And now it's your turn to join the tens of thousands of women who've broken free of constant anxiety and embarrassment. So let's get started. Like I said earlier, I'm Jennifer. I'm a 48-year-old mom of 2 living in the Dallas suburbs. And after I gave birth to my second child, let's just say my vagina was not the same. Things felt looser. And this is when I started to deal with bladder issues like leakage too. Now, at first, it was just a small dribble here and there when I'd laugh too hard at a joke or do cardio at the gym. But as years went by, those little accidents started happening more frequently. When I drove over a bumpy road, when I stood up too quickly from the couch, even totally out of the blue when I hadn't done anything at all. I'd feel my pee just trickle out of me like I was a broken faucet. I'd be frantically rushing to the nearest bathroom before a visible wet spot formed on my pants. Always cleaning myself in the stall and changing my pads or panty liners. Before too long, the leaks were a regular part of my life, and it was so embarrassing. Sometimes I'd wake up in the morning with pee spots on my pajamas. I felt like I couldn't wear light colors anymore because I didn't want anyone to notice my visible stains. And forget jumping on the trampoline with my kids or going for long weekend hikes with friends. Even sitting through a 2-hour movie felt risky, and I virtually stopped making love with my husband, which made me feel the furthest thing from attractive. Over the years, as the problem worsened, I became desperate to make it stop. I did awkward Kegel reps multiple times a day until I was red-faced. I tried stuff like meditating, breathing, and even weird types of yoga. But after months of squeezing and releasing, I still leaked every time I sneezed or bent over. Then, in a moment of madness, I even considered getting surgery on my urinary tract. But the thought of going under the knife for an extremely risky procedure, plus the real chance of infection or something going wrong down there, made me change my mind. But at this point, 7 agonizing years of leakage accident had passed. As the years ticked by, my bladder issues only amplified, destroying my social life, my self-confidence, my sex life, and any shred of dignity I had left. And then came the moment I'd been dreading the most. My 30-year high school reunion party. Even though I was worried about my pee leaks, I was still excited to go and see my old friends. I plastered a smile on my face as I made small talk with former classmates, laughing along to jokes I could barely hear over the sound of my pounding heart. I made sure I was never more than 20 feet away from the bathroom, just in case I had a sudden urge to pee. But after an hour of reminiscing with old friends, my worries finally started to fade, and I actually began to enjoy the fun. And then it happened. I was showing everyone pictures of my kids and getting caught up in the gossip when, out of nowhere, someone shared an absolutely hilarious story about the time our senior prank went horribly wrong. The entire room erupted in belly laughs as she recounted every mortifying detail. I threw my head back, feeling happier than I had in months. And suddenly, I felt this warm rush between my legs that I was powerless to stop or control. I looked down in horror to see a growing wet patch spreading down my light blue jeans. My hands fruitlessly tried to cover the area, but I could feel the pee running down my thighs. My vision tunneled as every eye in the room turned towards me. I could see the smirks and raised eyebrows of my former classmates. Keeping my head down, I rushed towards the exit, praying I could make it to the bathroom before my pants were completely soaked. And then, sitting on the toilet and trying to hold the tears from running down my cheeks, I heard 2 shrill voices right outside the door.
Did you see her pee her pants? We need to get that girl a diaper.
At that moment, I'd never felt more lonely, defective, or humiliated. My uncontrollable pee leaks, the embarrassing secret I'd kept hidden for years, had been publicly exposed to everyone I knew. And if you had told me that in only a few days I would stumble upon an incredibly effective solution to stop my pee leaks once and for all, or that it would help 52,000 women suffering in silence finally regain control of their bladders and start living the life to the fullest again, I would have called you crazy. But that's exactly what happened. So let me explain. A few days after that soul-crushing moment at the reunion party, I was picking my kids up from baseball practice, my mind still reeling from the embarrassment. And as I scanned over the crowd of parents waiting near the dugout, a familiar face appeared. It was Claire Engel, a girl I used to play tennis with in high school. My heart dropped into my stomach as I realized she was at the reunion party too. It was like I was being forced to live the nightmare all over again. I tried to gather up my kids and rush back to the car so she didn't notice me there. But then she called out, "Hey, Jennifer, you got a second?" She walked up looking just as pretty and pristine as she was when we were teenagers. And once she had gently pulled me out of earshot of everyone else, she said, "I heard what happened at the reunion the other night." So she knew. She knew about the dark urine stain that drenched my jeans as I bolted from the party. She knew I stayed in the bathroom for nearly an hour trying to pull myself together. I could feel my face getting hotter by the second. But then she said something that I didn't expect. "I just wanted to tell you, I've been there too. After I had the twins, I had the same pee accidents almost every day for years." I was stunned. Claire, too? Little Miss Prim and Proper? She told me about planning outings around the nearest toilet, the horror of warm wetness with no warning, cringing when strangers noticed her wet spots. None of the things I'd tried had helped Claire either. Not Kegels, medication, not even surgery. But then she told me about a man named Dr. Paulson, a specialist she saw last year. Dr. Paulson is unlike any doctor I've met. Within weeks of seeing him, I had completely fixed the problem, and I can't even remember the last time I had a pee leak. He really turned everything around for me, she told me. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Claire reached into her purse and handed me a card with Dr. Paulson's number on it. As we said our goodbyes, and I walked back to the car with my two boys jumping around me, I felt pretty skeptical that some random male doctor was going to be able to tell me anything about my vagina that I didn't already know. But because I was also desperate, the very next morning, after I got my kids ready for school, I decided to call Dr. Paulson. I nervously paced around the house as I dialed his number. For the first few moments, the conversation was kind of awkward, especially because I felt pretty self-conscious talking about all this with a man I'd never met before. But Dr. Paulson told me he'd been expecting my call after speaking with Claire the day before, which helped put my mind at ease. After listening to my symptoms, he told me he was confident he could help me fix these embarrassing pee leaks. And since his office was only about a half an hour away, he invited me to come see him the next day, which I found myself immediately agreeing to. So the next morning, there I was sitting in Dr. Paulson's office, staring at his numerous advanced degrees framed on the wall above his desk and trying hard not to feel overwhelmed or intimidated. He told me about how he led a globally recognized women's health research center in Chicago for years before getting tired of living in the big city. And then, after a few minutes of small talk and diagnostic questions, Dr. Paulson asked me if I'd ever heard of something called the urinary microbiome before. I told him I'd heard of the microbiome, but I thought it was about gut health. And Dr. Paulson told me that's exactly right, and explained that gut has the entire ecosystem of bacteria living inside of it, called the microbiome. But then he said that while a lot of people today know that your gut microbiome is super important for your health, what scientists and experts have only recently realized is that there's this whole separate universe of good and bad bacteria living inside your urinary tract too. It's called your urinary microbiome. And thanks to a powerful new research out of Harvard Medical School, we've learned that just like how your gut bacteria can become unbalanced and lead to a host of health issues, the bacteria bacteria in your urinary microbiome can get knocked out of balance too. And when this happens, it actually leads to the pee leaks and other pelvic floor issues that so many of us women have as we reach our 30s, 40s, 50s, and beyond. Look, here you can see that Harvard study Dr. Paulson was referring to. And notice how it's right there in the title, the association between the urinary microbiome and the urinary incontinence in women. Isn't that wild? And if you're wondering how it could be that this ecosystem of microscopic bacteria in your urinary tract could be behind your pee leaks, bladder issues, and sudden urges to go to the bathroom, Dr. Paulson explained it to me like this. He said that normally in your urinary tract, good bacteria help your bladder function and keep everything healthy and clean. But if something happens that makes the good bacteria in your urinary tract start to die off, it creates this open window effect, where several types of bad bacteria will begin to spread and multiply throughout your bladder, urinary tract, or vagina, colonizing your most intimate areas. And according to both the scientists at Harvard and researchers at Duke University, who just published a major study looking into this in late October 2023, one of the first things these bad bacteria do once they've spread through your urinary tract is to irritate and overstimulate the cells in your bladder, which causes those bladder cells to involuntary spasm and contract when they normally wouldn't, leading to both unexpected leaks and that sudden feeling of needing to go even when you just peed a few minutes ago. I could not believe what I was hearing. After years of suffering from embarrassing pee leaks and numerous trips to specialists and doctors, nobody had ever told me these harmful bacteria were causing my bladder to spasm out of control and making me leak when I least expected it. But Dr. Paulson showed me just how much research is now emerging about the role of bad bacteria plays in all our bladder and pelvic floor issues. Cutting-edge clinical studies have been conducted at Loyola University's Stritch School of Medicine, Brown University's Alpert Medical School, and the esteemed Division of Pelvic Medicine and Reconstructive Surgery at the University of California, San Diego, all proving that overgrowth of bad bacteria in your urinary tract and bladder is the real culprit behind uncontrollable pee leaks and sudden urges to go to the bathroom. In short, your bladder isn't broken, it's just out of harmony, Dr. Paulson said. And he said that this explains why techniques like Kegels never seem to work, because they do nothing to stop these bad bacteria from disrupting the cells in your bladder muscles, causing them to involuntarily contract. It's a little infuriating to think about it, right? After doing thousands of Kegels and trying numerous over-the-counter drugs, I come to find out none of it helped solve what was really causing my pee leaks. And if you're scratching your head wondering why the good bacteria in your urinary tract would die off in your urinary tract in the first place, that's what I was wondering too. And Dr. Paulson said that while hormonal changes, antibiotics, and even dietary habits can all play some role here, by far the biggest culprit is something much more shocking. The tampons and pads that almost every woman on the planet has used thousands of times. He said that while we might think of these essential feminine helpers as being harmless rolls of cotton or other materials, the truth is that most of them are soaked in all kinds of toxic chemicals, and they're especially loaded with a class of chemicals called dioxins, which are a byproduct of the bleaching process companies use to make their tampon, pads, and diapers appear extra white and clean. It turns out that dioxins are bad news, and Time magazine even wrote a really big expose on these chemicals recently. The World Health Organization now categorizes dioxins as a highly toxic human carcinogen. And today, more and more whistleblowing scientists and medical doctors like Dr. Ami Zota at George Washington University and Dr. Philip Tierno at NYU have been publishing research conclusively proving that as you use tampons and pads over time, these dioxins are absorbed into your vagina and then spread through your urinary tract and bladder, acting like a poison that kills off all the good bacteria in your urinary tract microbiome and creating the perfect environment for the bad bacteria that cause those sudden involuntary contractions in your bladder to run rampant, which leads to uncontrollable pee leaks, frequent urges to urinate, and even UTIs. In fact, if you found yourself having UTIs more often as you've gotten older, or your bladder control has seemed to get worse in recent years, it's a telltale sign that these dioxins are to blame, Dr. Paulson said. And that's because these sneaky chemicals have been silently killing off the good bacteria in your urinary microbiome for years, while creating an environment where more and more bad bacteria can thrive. He said this is true for women who are menopausal or postmenopausal too, because even if you don't use tampons or pads anymore, the years or decades of exposure to those bladder-wrecking toxins have created a breeding ground for bad bacteria. And the good bacteria that's supposed to regulate your bladder functions normal and keep everything clean and healthy has completely killed off, leading your urinary microbiome to become severely unbalanced. That's why so many women experience more frequent pee leaks as they get older. You may think it's just a natural part of aging, but the truth is it actually has everything to do with years and years of these chemicals killing off good bacteria in your vagina, urinary tract, and bladder. And if nothing is done, the bad bacteria will only continue to grow and make these problems worse. So, like I keep saying, this really is shocking, especially since everyone from leading medical doctors to the FDA to big social media influencers are all sounding the alarm on what's happening. Yet the media and news rarely mentions any of this. And that's probably because feminine care is a $22 billion per year industry run by a handful of mega corporations that care more about their profit than their actual health. It's truly a criminal enterprise. That's why Dr. Paulson told me going forward, you should only buy 100% organic cotton tampons and pads. He recommended I buy from brands like Rayon, Cora, and a few others. That will stop more dioxins from entering your urinary tract, but it won't solve the underlying bacteria problem. As I sat there trying to make sense of everything he just told me, I only had one question on my mind. Is there any way to get rid of the bad bacteria? I asked him. And that's when Dr. Paulson's eyes lit up and a broad smile spread across his face. He told me there's actually is something you can do about it. A way to quickly and easily destroy the bad bacteria that's currently holding your urinary tract hostage, so you can restore the beautiful ecosystem of good, healthy bacteria inside your vagina, bladder, and urinary tract right away. It takes all of 7 seconds to do, and this is something that gets to the root cause of both leakage and overactive bladder, which means once you start using the 7-second bladder rebalancing trick, you'll never again experience the uncomfortable surprise of an unexpected trickle running down your thighs. You'll drastically reduce your instances of things like UTIs, and you'll be amazed by how much fresher and healthier you feel down there, starting pretty much immediately. So what is this rebalancing trick? It's something that repopulates our urinary tract microbiome, vagina, urinary tract, and bladder with good bacteria so they flush out the bad bacteria, reestablish balance, and stop pee leaks for good. And Dr. Paulson explained that this was the approach he'd been working on ever since those groundbreaking studies from places like Harvard Medical School, Duke Medical School, UCSD, and Loyola University were published. And to his knowledge, he was the only person who had developed a solution that genuinely puts an end to uncontrollable pee leaks by rebalancing your urinary microbiome with good bacteria while flushing the bad bacteria out. Dr. Paulson also told me that in every single patient who had used what he developed, the results had been truly astounding, because not only did their pee leaks cease entirely, but the persistent discomfort in their vagina and bladder also vanished, leaving these women feeling more in control, more confident, and more comfortable than they had in years. And to my surprise, Dr. Polson revealed that the entire solution revolved around a collection of unique probiotic strains and natural extracts. He explained that these probiotics are not typically found in retail or even specialty stores. These are patented pharmaceutical-grade strains used only in advanced laboratories. And that's extremely important because it means they're powerful enough to make it through the digestive system without losing any of their potency. Better yet, each of these probiotic strains have been shown in numerous scientific studies to penetrate deep into our urinary tract, where they flush out every species of bad bacteria that are causing our pee leaks, bladder issues, and discomfort, while also repopulating our urinary microbiome with good bacteria, restoring balance, health, and harmony. The first of these unique probiotic strains is called Lactobacillus crispatus LCR86. And Dr. Polson told me this probiotic is the superhero strain of the Lactobacillus family because it has the unique ability to destroy the bad bacteria disrupting our bladder like Gardnerella vaginalis and S. anginosus, which studies from Harvard and other major universities have proven to be the two absolute worst types of bad bacteria when it comes to pee leaks. Simply put, when L. crispatus is thriving in your urinary microbiome, those bad two types of bacteria don't stand a chance. And according to a comprehensive study published in the highly respected journal Pathogens, not only does L. crispatus destroy both Gardnerella and S. anginosus, it also rapidly restores normal bladder muscle function, eliminates leakage, and strengthens your pelvic muscles too. Isn't that awesome? I mean, with this specific probiotic strain alone, you're already destroying the two main types of bad bacteria behind most of your bladder issues. But it's just one of the crucial probiotic strains that Dr. Polson shared. He also told me about Lactobacillus gasseri LG08. Dr. Polson said that just like Lactobacillus crispatus, numerous studies have shown that L. gasseri can play a major role in rebalancing the bacteria in your urinary microbiome, and that it specifically targets and reduces the overgrowth of Gardnerella vaginalis, which, as I mentioned a few moments ago, is one of the biggest culprits behind leakage, unpleasant odors, and more. For example, in one cutting-edge study conducted by the Laboratory of Food Science and Technology at Zhongnan University, scientists found that this strain of L. gasseri drastically reduced Gardnerella bacteria and reduced the frequency of embarrassing pee leaks in the women who participated in the study by 86%. And what's even more impressive is that in another big study carried out by Peking University's esteemed Department of Obstetrics and Gynecology, researchers found that when L. gasseri was combined with L. crispatus, the first probiotic strain I just told you about, together these strains eliminated 7 different harmful bacteria in the vaginal cells of patients, including Gardnerella, E. coli, S. agalactae, and more. That's a super big deal because those are the exact types of bad bacteria behind overactive bladders, pee leaks, UTI, and other vaginal infections. So think about what that means. With the combined power of L. crispatus and L. gasseri, it's virtually impossible for you to not regain control over your bladder. That means no more sudden, uncontrollable pee leak, no more avoiding social situations due to fear of embarrassing accidents, and no more avoiding intimacy with your partner due to foul odors and leakage. And yet, as potent as both L. crispatus and L. gasseri are, they are just the first 2 probiotic strains Dr. Polson shared with me. He also mentioned Lactobacillus plantarum N13, a probiotic that has the unique ability to adhere to the inner lining of your bladder, creating a protective barrier against the bad bacteria and blocking them from causing those uncontrollable bladder contractions. And he told me about Lactobacillus casei LC16, which is especially effective when it comes to destroying Candida, a type of fungal yeast that's behind many of our most common vaginal infections. Just check out these 2 side-by-side images. These are from a major 2021 study done by a team of 7 world-renowned bacteriologists in Brazil. And do you see those large, dark tubes that are all over the place in the image on the left that's labeled C? Well, that's the vaginal candida right there. And meanwhile, do you see how there are way fewer of those tube-like structures in the image on the right labeled D? And how they appear to be almost fading away? Well, you're looking at the exact same sample of vaginal candida. But the image on the right is what the nasty candida fungus looked like after being exposed to Lactobacillus casei, LC16, for a single day. And if the difference looks dramatic, it should, because the researchers found that this specific strain of Lactobacillus casei destroyed 95.6% of all vaginal candida in just 24 hours. Think about that for a second. These women were suffering from painful and not to mention embarrassingly smelly vaginal infections at the time, but just a tiny dose of L. casei completely fixed the problem in a single day, rapidly restoring their ability to pee without any pain or discomfort with zero side effect, meaning they could go out to dinner, cuddle up on the couch to watch a movie, and enjoy their time with friends and family without any bloating or embarrassing odors. Isn't that simply amazing? And then, to round out the list of unique and powerful probiotic strains that Dr. Paulson shared with me, I need to tell you about a specific probiotic strain called Lactobacillus acidophilus LA88. This probiotic is a really big deal because everyone from scientists at Harvard to world-famous microbiologists in Amsterdam have found that L. acidophilus can destroy every single type of bacteria in our urinary tract that causes pee leaks and an overactive bladder, which is why it's one of the most important probiotic strains known to womankind. So, just imagine each of these unique probiotic strains all working together, killing off bad bacteria, restoring balance in your urinary microbiome, and ending those sudden, uncontrollable pee leaks for good. How much better would your life be if you had these regularly? If you could say goodbye not just your overactive bladder and the fear of having little accidents, but also your UTIs too. Wouldn't it be great to immediately regain your confidence and feel comfortable in your own body again? Wouldn't it feel amazing to transform your relationship with your husband and bring passion back into the bedroom? And wouldn't it be something you'd want to try? For me, the answer is a big yes, please. So when Dr. Paulson told me that he'd already spent over a year finding the purest and most proven forms of each of those probiotic strains I told you about, then spent over $200,000 of his own money finding a way to get them into tiny, easy-to-swallow pills that use a special encapsulation process to keep each of those probiotic strains fresh and healthy without refrigeration, and that contain the exact quantities of each strain that our urinary microbiome needs to be healthy, I couldn't wait to try what he created right away. So that night, after I finished up with dinner with my family, I opened up the bottle of capsules and swallowed one with a glass of water. Then all I could do was wait. Now, I gotta be honest, after the first week or so of taking this blend of probiotics, I didn't see a huge difference. I'd still get embarrassing leaks at the worst times, or I'd be at the grocery store when suddenly an overwhelming urge to pee would just hit me out of nowhere. And while that did make me a little bit nervous, I also remember what Dr. Paulson had told me about how the issues in my urinary microbiome were the result of years of exposure to toxins in tampons and pads, which meant that reversing all that damage and getting rid of all that bad bacteria behind my pee leaks might not happen overnight. I needed to be patient. So I kept taking these capsules each day. And I'm so grateful I did, because on day 10, something started to shift. I first noticed it when I was cleaning and dusting around the house that afternoon. I left out a hard sneeze, fully expecting to leak into my jeans, just like I had so many times before. But to my surprise, nothing happened. It was a small victory. Sure, but after years of having to change my clothes after laughing too hard or sneezing, I can't tell you how good that made me feel, even for a moment. And when I decided to test my luck for a few days later, by wearing a pair of light blue jeans when we took our kids to the park. I was really surprised to find that I'd made it through the whole afternoon running, jumping, and having fun with the kids without a single leak or even moment of feeling like I might need to run to the bathroom. It was such an incredible feeling of relief, and the more weeks that went by, the more noticeable the changes became. When my best friend made me cackle over coffee one morning, I unconsciously braced for another embarrassing wet spot. Yet nothing came. No emergency to abruptly end our patio coffee date. Just easy, carefree giggles between old friends. And when my husband and I went on a movie date, 2 hours zipped by as I was totally transfixed and enjoying the film. No sudden urges to bolt to the bathroom. By the end of the first month, with this new formula, I felt like a completely new person. And I was simply astonished that I hadn't had a single pee leak accident in 3 weeks, while the dull pulling ache I'd felt in my pelvis for so long was completely gone. Now I wasn't hiding pads in my purse anymore. I wasn't scouring for the bathroom everywhere I went. And the best part was how I felt on the inside. I felt confident, no longer living in constant anxiety about my unpredictable leaks and urges. I was back to being active, vibrant woman that I used to be. And it wasn't just me who noticed these changes. My husband told me he hadn't seen me so happy and carefree in years, and he was over the moon that we were back to being intimate again. It was nothing short of a miracle. As the months went by, I found myself forgetting that I'd ever struggled with bladder control issues or pee leaks at all. And I knew I needed to convince Dr. Paulson to share his formula with more people than just his private patients. When I brought the idea up to him, though, at first, Dr. Paulson said he wasn't sure. He said he was a doctor, not a businessman. And besides, he was getting close to retiring. Look, I get it, I said. But then I told him, while it was really hard for a man to understand just how awful dealing with leaks and other issues down below can be for us girls, it's absolutely soul-crushing. It destroys your confidence. It makes you feel like some broken, damaged woman. And I said that if we had a real and true opportunity to do something about that, then dang it, we had to. And that, besides, I would do most of the work, including making this website you're on, recording this video, and doing everything in my power to share my story with other women around the world. And I guess I finally wore Dr. Paulson down because he said he was in. So together, we set out on a mission, working around the clock to find the best manufacturers who would respect Dr. Paulson's stringent product requirements and who could handle the special probiotic strains in his formula with the utmost care. Then we spent countless hours making sure we could get the exact same forms of each probiotic strain that were in Dr. Paulson's original formula at scale. We even leveraged the scale of our order size to gain access to even higher grade ingredients that were generally exclusive to prestigious labs and universities. And Dr. Paulson worked with the laboratory to add in several additional ingredients that were proven to destroy each of those types of bad bacteria behind our pee leaks and bladder issues too, including Mimosa pudica seed extract, a beautiful purple-colored flowering plant that's been clinically proven to kill E. coli along with the inner walls of the vagina and urinary tract. That's especially important for us girls because E. coli is behind some of the worst types of vaginal infections and UTIs. Organic bearberry extract, which is a unique compound that's been used for centuries in Europe and Asia to treat urinary infections. Granular berberine hydrochloric extract, which has been proven in studies out of Harvard and Stanford to help calm overactive bladder muscles and eliminate sudden urges to pee. And heritage cranberry extract that, when concentrated to levels beyond what you typically find in consumer products, can literally stop E. coli and other forms of bad bacteria from sticking to the walls of your urinary tract. And once we finally had this new and even more powerful formula in our hands, we started reaching out to women in online forums who had shared their struggle with urinary incontinence and uncontrollable bladders. From postpartum moms dealing with body changes to women who had tried every bladder control product on the market without success. And we asked them to volunteer to give it a try. The feedback was nothing short of incredible.
I'd spend 15 minutes planning bathroom stops before going out, because laughing too hard might mean peeing myself in public. But thanks to you, I recently attended a live music show with my husband, sang and danced, and had 0 leaks for the first time in years. You gave me back my ability to live carefree once again.
Hi, everyone. After giving birth to my 2 boys, I literally felt like a walking faucet. Sometimes it's a little, and sometimes it's a lot. It's super frustrating, and it's very embarrassing, and quite humiliating. But after taking your capsules for 1 month, I feel 100% dry, and my pelvis thanks you because it feels like a weight has been lifted off of it, literally. So thanks so much. I'm very glad I found you.
I'm the most skeptical person you'll ever meet. And after trying so many solutions to trying to stop my pee leaks, I didn't think your formula was going to work either. But after 6 weeks of taking your capsules, I completely stopped leaking. No more soaked underwear, no more switching, pad after pad. I can't thank you enough. Thank you.
We were overjoyed to hear these success stories, and now we're so excited to offer you the chance to stop bladder incontinence for good by giving you the opportunity to try this groundbreaking solution for yourself. We named it FemiPro, the ultimate solution for women who have been struggling with pee leaks and overactive bladder issues. This revolutionary formula is designed to swiftly and effectively get rid of the bad bacteria in your urinary microbiome and bring back balance to the flora in your uterus, urinary tract, and bladder, so you can stop pee leaks at the source and move past them for good. As soon as you start using this breakthrough, a beautiful transformation will begin to unfold. Within just a few days, the sudden urge to rush to the bathroom will become much less frequent, whether you're at home or out with friends. Your anxiety over unexpected leaks will disappear as your pants and underwear stay completely dry, even when your exercises or doing physical movements, and that constant discomfort and unease that plague your daily life will simply fade away. You'll find yourself quickly regaining control over your own body, and your bladder issues will no longer make you feel embarrassed or anxious. Simply take 1 capsule per day. That's all you need to regain your confidence and control over your bladder. We use only the purest ingredients in this bladder rebalancing breakthrough. Every ingredient is meticulously tested and certified for purity by independent labs to guarantee the highest quality. This means this breakthrough doesn't contain toxins like harmful chemicals or heavy metals, and it's crafted with care and precision in a top-of-the-line facility that complies with all the regulations set by the FDA and adheres to good manufacturing practices, GMP. This 7-second bladder rebalancing breakthrough is also proudly made in the USA. All this is why it's probably no surprise to hear that since we introduced it to the public, it's been flying off the shelves. In just 4 short months, we sold over 95,000 bottles, and that number is increasing every day. Women all across the USA who've been struggling with urinary issues and bladder control finally have a natural solution that works, and they're sharing their success stories with their friends and family too. But with such overwhelming demand, it's only a matter of time before we run out. And since we only use patented pharmaceutical-grade probiotic strains and other rare, hard-to-find ingredients in this breakthrough formula, when we do run out of bottles, it can take us months to get more back onto the shelves. That's why it's vital that you secure your supply of this 7-second bladder rebalancing breakthrough as soon as possible. The last thing we want is for you to disrupt your progress before you've fully regained control over your bladder, because in that case, those imbalances in your urinary microbiome will just start causing problems again. In fact, from what we've seen and what our customers tell us, the best results are achieved when someone uses this 7-second bladder rebalancing breakthrough for at least 180 days. This gives you the best chance at regaining total control over your bladder, while ensuring that your urinary microbiome stays balanced for years to come. Don't let your urinary issues control your life. Secure your supply today and wave goodbye to the embarrassment and anxiety of urinary leaks and an overactive bladder. We've done everything we could to make this 7-second bladder rebalancing breakthrough affordable to every American woman who needs it. After carefully selecting the finest ingredients, negotiating production, and keeping costs low, I'm proud to offer you this life-changing breakthrough at the lowest possible price. You'll never again have to spend your hard-earned money on expensive medication. And you can say goodbye to the endless cycle of pelvic exercises and ineffective treatments that most doctors want to push on you, even when the results aren't even close to guaranteed. You should know this bladder rebalancing breakthrough is only available on this website and only while supplies last. Dr. Paulson never wanted to go big with this solution and mass produce it, knowing well that it would simply lower the quality. So we will only make as much as we can personally oversee. And if you ever see FemiPro anywhere other than this website, know that you are not getting the real deal. We will never sell on Amazon, eBay, or Etsy because we would not be able to ensure proper quality control if we go that big. So if you see this product listed anywhere but on this page, do not purchase it there. The popularity and success of our breakthrough solution has bred a lot of scams recently, and these fake products are doing harm rather than helping people, which is why we offer our exclusive solution on this webpage only and nowhere else, so you can be 100% certain of its quality and safe manufacturing process and get the real breakthrough that can restore your urinary control now and keep it steady and reliable for years to come. You can say goodbye to the embarrassing leaks and the constant discomfort of an overactive bladder forever. And instead, you can ensure control over your bladder day after day. Watch as you no longer rush to the toilet just to relieve a sudden urge and experience the relief that comes from feeling confident you won't leak in front of others. With this breakthrough formula, you may never experience another UTI again. Plus, as many of our customers have told us, you'll soon find yourself feeling ready and eager for intimacy again, no longer worrying about uncomfortable odors or droplets during sex. Instead, you'll feel sexy and wanted again, ready to sneak away into the bedroom at a moment's notice. With FemiPro, you'll never miss another moment. So just think of how great it will be to feel like your old self again and to see the smiles and relief in the faces of those you love. Wouldn't that make you feel so much more relaxed and in control? When you invest in this 7-second bladder rebalancing breakthrough today, you'll pay less than you would for a 15-minute doctor visit, embarrassing checkups, and prescription medication. Yet, unlike any of those approaches, this breakthrough formula is what I believe to be the only real chance of restoring your bladder control for good. Plus, when you consider the fact that there's only one facility in the world that meets our quality control expectation that each tablet contains the purest and most potent form of these ingredients on the planet, today's special low price is a bargain if you ask me, because this isn't even about making a profit. This is about rebuilding and restoring the confidence of not just me, but all the other women like you who are plagued and embarrassed by sudden urges to pee and unexpected leak, and who fear that if they don't act soon, they'll end up even more self-conscious and anxious. That's why Dr. Paulson has fought hard to bring you this solution for less than $2 a day. That's right, less than $2 to say goodbye to urinary incontinence forever. But this special discounted package is only available today on this webpage and while stocks last. It's the biggest discount we've ever offered, and we're only doing it because we know what a difference this 7-second bladder rebalancing breakthrough will make in your life. For 6 bottles of this life-changing solution, you'll invest only $49 per bottle. And this is the right quantity to truly and completely regain your confidence as you rebuild your urinary microbiome and make sure that it stays balanced forever and that your bladder control never falters again. So go ahead and choose the 6-bottle package or whichever one is right for you by clicking beneath this video right now. And when you do choose that 6-bottle package, You risk absolutely nothing because we want you to be absolutely sure that this product is right for you. We offer every single woman a 60-day money-back guarantee. That means you have a full 60 days to test drive the formula for yourself. I'm confident you will be ecstatic with your results. But if for any reason you're not 100% satisfied with your order, simply contact our friendly support staff, send back all the bottles, including the empty ones, and they'll issue a refund. You know what? If you buy our 6-bottle package and your bladder control is restored quicker, feel free to send us back the bottles you haven't used and you'll get your money back for every single one of them. Even though, if I were you, I would save them for my friends or family. That's how confident we are that this solution can transform your life. To put it plainly, if for any reason you are not thrilled with this product, you pay nothing. If your bladder control is restored quickly and you still have some unused bottles left, we will give you back the money for them. That's just how I believe business should be done. Either you love this product or you don't pay a dime. What could be simpler than that? And because you're covered by our 60-day no-hassle money-back guarantee, why not take advantage of our 6-month highly discounted package? It's really the smartest option. I mean, you're protected either way. If you love this product, you're locked into our lowest rate of just $49 per bottle, saving more than anybody else. And if this formula doesn't work for you, then you simply ask for a refund and lose nothing. No matter what happens, you truly only have everything to gain and nothing to lose. So go ahead and choose your package from beneath this video right now. And when you choose the optimal quantity of our formula today, I'm going to include 2 bonus books worth $109 absolutely free. This means that today only, when you invest in a 3 or 6 month supply of this bladder rebalancing breakthrough, you'll also receive a free copy of The Passion Prescription, Reawakening the Intimacy in Your Marriage. Inside this eye-opening ebook, you'll not only discover a step-by-step plan for reigniting passion and making the bedroom a love nest again, but you'll also find secrets that will make your man obsessed with you. Inside, you'll find the 10-second kiss that floods his body with lustful hormones and will have him initiating sex for the first time in months. The unexpected Cleopatra secret that will make your man insanely attracted to you. How to use his overlooked erogenous zones to get him in the mood anytime, anywhere. And the sensual text message trick that makes him fantasize about you all day at work. The second free ebook I'll be sharing with you today is even more special. You'll see with this extraordinary formula, you're going to be restoring the balance of good bacteria in your urinary microbiome. And we thought, why stop there? Why not help you to quickly restore the balance and harmony inside your gut too? So I had Dr. Paulson create a step-by-step strategy for resetting your gut microbiome. It's called The Effortless Guide to Perfect Digestion. Reset your gut health. In this guide, you'll find out all the secrets to removing inflammatory foods, adding gut healing nutrients, and rebalancing your digestive bacteria so that you'll see a flatter stomach and slimmer body in just weeks. Inside, you'll discover the 5 worst gut-busting foods women over 40 should avoid and healthy swaps that rebalance your gut microbiome fast. Reveal the real reason why you crave sugar and carb. Hint, it has nothing to do with willpower. And the simple trick to eat as much cake as you want without gaining any weight. Think kimchi and sauerkraut are good for your gut? Not compared to this South American fermented superfood that has healthy fat-burning bacteria. And why, according to a new study, adding just a dash of this common spice to your meals can reduce bloating by up to 72%. Both guides are free when you buy the 3-pack or 6-pack on sale, and you'll get access to them immediately. But that's not all, because when you order the discounted 3-month or 6-month package, you'll also get free shipping, which is an additional savings of $9.95. Both the special multi-bottle discount and the free shipping are only available for a limited time. When we run out of this 7-second bladder rebalancing breakthrough, it may take us several months to restock. So choose the 6-bottle package or any other package below this video right now to secure your order. This is undoubtedly one of the most critical and prudent steps you'll ever take to regain control and restore your confidence. Given everything you've just learned, I am sure you must be eager to experience this breakthrough for yourself. To claim your discount, simply click the button below to order the 6-month supply or whichever quantity suits your needs. After you've chosen your package, you'll be directed to our secure order page where you can provide your shipping and payment details. We use the same top grade 256-bit encryption technology as major online retailers as Amazon, eBay, and Walmart, so you can rest easy knowing your information is safe with us. Once you press enter, you'll see our confirmation page detailing exactly what to expect with your order, and your bottles will be sent right to your home in a completely discreet package. Remember though, we sometimes face temporarily out of stocks. While we do everything we can to avoid this, it's simply reality of trying to deliver a product like this to so many people placing substantial orders simultaneously. But don't worry, as long as you're watching this video right now and don't see any out of stock notice, then we still have bottles of this bladder rebalancing breakthrough in stock. I wanted to highlight this because I can't predict when we might run out of stock next. And I don't want you to fall in love with this bladder rebalancing breakthrough only to return here a month later to find that it's completely sold out. So that's just one more reason why our 6-month option is the most popular. Because not only will you reap the full benefits of this bladder rebalancing breakthrough, but you'll also have ample time to place a follow-up order if you choose to. So feel free to order the 6-month supply or whatever makes the most sense to you. We've come to that crucial moment where the decision lies in your hands. You've seen the groundbreaking science behind this innovative solution, and you've heard the inspirational stories of individuals just like you who have revolutionized their lives in just a matter of seconds each day. Dr. Paulson fully supports this product, and we've done everything in our power to make this decision one of the most straightforward, sensible choices you'll ever make. Regardless of the size of your order, you're 100% safeguarded by our 60-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Ultimately, though, the decision rests with you. If you're feeling a tad uncertain, I implore you not to let apprehension or doubt deter you, because you're 100% safe and protected. And when you pause to reflect on it, what other option do you have? I can only imagine all of the failed solutions you've attempted in the past that only left you feeling embarrassed, anxious, and desolate. I know because I'm sure I've tried each one of them myself. But now you have an entirely different solution in front of you. You could leave this page right now after hearing everything I've shared. But what will that change? You'll find yourself back on that relentless cycle of frustration. Another embarrassing incident at a public event. The anxiety of feeling a sudden urge to pee and not finding a restroom in sight. Your social life dwindling because of constant fear of accidents. The world becoming more and more isolated. You and I both know that's no way to live. That's why I'm extending my hand to offer you a way out. You don't even have to say yes. All you have to do is say maybe and try out this bladder rebalancing breakthrough for yourself. If you don't absolutely love this solution for any reason at all, simply ask for a refund and you'll get every penny of your purchase back. No question asked. You could be just moments away from feeling like you've reclaimed control over your life. A life free from the constant worry of finding the nearest restroom where you can laugh, sneeze, or exercise without fear, and where you live each day feeling confident and in control. All of that and more could be just beyond this page. And while the decision is entirely yours to make, I genuinely hope you make the right choice and reclaim control of your bladder for good. All you need to do to get started is just choose your package from below right now. And I'll see you on the other side to help you continue your journey. Regardless of your choice, I want to personally thank you for taking the time to watch this presentation. I wish you all the health, happiness, and freedom in the world. Still there? Look, I know we've covered a lot, so let me go ahead and answer some of the most common questions I get. Question number 1, how does the second bladder rebalancing breakthrough work again? Our major breakthrough is filled with special compounds that restore the balance of bacteria in your urinary microbiome. This includes your vagina, urinary tract, and bladder. When this balance is disrupted, it leads to urinary dysbiosis, where bad bacteria overstimulate the cells in your bladder muscles, causing involuntary contractions and those sudden, uncontrollable pee leaks. The special compounds inside our formula stop all of that from happening by repopulating your urinary microbiome with good bacteria so that you can regain control and eliminate those embarrassing pee leaks. Question number 2, who should take this 7-second bladder rebalancing breakthrough? If you had asked me this question a decade ago, I would have said only the people with severe urinary incontinence. But now, with all the new research showing that more and more individuals are suffering from bladder issues, my suggestion is that anyone who is even remotely worried about their bladder health should try it. Question number 3. What happens after I click the button below? Once you choose your package below, you'll get our 100% secure checkout page. Enter your payment information and place your order. And don't worry, there's no automatic billing or anything like that. After that, you'll receive your order of the second bladder rebalancing breakthrough in the next 5 to 7 business days in a discrete package. This means you're less than a week away from taking back control of your bladder. Question number 4. What if it doesn't work for me? Easy. Remember, the 7-second bladder rebalancing breakthrough comes with a 100% money-back guarantee. That means you order the 7-second bladder rebalancing breakthrough today, then have a full 60 days to decide if it's right for you. If you're like the thousands of other women who have used this advanced bladder control formula already, then you will be thrilled with the results. But if for any reason you're not, simply call or email our customer service team and we'll refund your investment. Question number 5. How long will the 7-second bladder rebalancing breakthrough be available? That's a tough one. My goal is to make a huge impact by helping to restore the bladder health of folks across the country. However, because most people in healthcare industry aren't too happy with me and my discovery, it's uncertain how much longer this breakthrough will be available. Plus, with all the issues our world is facing right now, the economy isn't what it used to be. Supply chains are affected and ingredients are a little harder to come by. That's why it's important you get this 7-second bladder rebalancing breakthrough today, especially since it comes with a 60-day 100% money-back guarantee, which means there's zero risk to you. That's also why you really should stock up. Question number 6. All right, I want to try the 7-second bladder rebalancing breakthrough. Now what? That's the easy part. Just click one of the buttons below and choose your package. Remember, you can get started and save over 70% by choosing our most popular 6-bottle package. Just fill out your details on the next page to complete your order, and the 7-second bladder rebalancing breakthrough will be in your hands within the next 5 to 7 business days. Plus, there's no risk because of my ironclad 60-day guarantee. This presentation is now ending. I want to thank you for sticking with me all the way to the end. Go ahead and choose your package now. Use the 7-second bladder rebalancing breakthrough as directed for at least 30 days. Then reach out and let me know what you think. Thanks for watching.